Okay, hello everyone, my name is PM, I'm the Noob Titan, and welcome to my stream. Okay, so the format of the stream today will be a little bit different. So it's not the same. Not be playing any games for now because, to be quite honest with you, I need some. I need some rest regard on playing games because my hand is starting to hurt. That's why. That's why I'm trying to, as much as possible, to lessen the strain on my hands. And that is... So, there we go. And that's the reason why I'm, much as possible, I'm trying to lessen the strain, to lessen the stress my hands, because in the past few days it's actually been hurting. That's why for now I'm just going to rest it for the time being, even though in the next couple, by tomorrow I'll be going back to work and straining it again. That's why I'm trying to do some stretching exercises to lessen the pain. Quite honest with you, even though you're taking all of those supplements and these types of things, it's still going to happen sooner or later. That's why, as much as possible, I'm trying. As much as possible, I'm trying to. No, I'm trying to lessen. It. That's pretty much it. Trying to lessen the stress. Let's try to lessen the strain. Okay, so much like what I said yesterday, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be playing Tales of Arise because I haven't actually played the game for quite a while, and I haven't grinded the levels that I need to strengthen my characters. So yeah, so that's going to be put on hold for now, but you don't have to worry, I will still be playing it in the near future. Okay, so this is going to be one of those new things that I'm going to be doing for once in a while, and that will be Let's Talk. It is actually this is actually different from the format of Honest Impressions. This is actually going to be an open forum in regarding the title, but there's just one rule that I would like to implement: no political talks. We're going to be political in terms of in regards to the topic. Please go somewhere else because I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm just going to kick you out. All right, so the main okay, so the main reason why I'm doing this, the main reason why I am doing this is because of the title about MMORPGs. I'm actually looking for a new MMORPG. I'm actually quite interested with the Final Fantasy 14 MMO, but my only gripes with it is it has a what do you call it, a subscription. Aside from the base game, you're going to need to buy a subscription. That's what and that is actually my my gripes about it. I'm not really quite sure why they need to make a subscription in regards to making the after buying the base game. I'm not quite sure, but hey, I think the main reason why they did that is because to keep the service running as long as possible, because there is a lot of MMOs that does that. The best example there is World of Warcraft, which is being thumped over now because of a lot of things. Anyways, I think the reason why they try to make sure to have a subscription is to keep the service running. Because as far as I can tell, Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have any cosmetics that you're going to need to pay for the game. So everything is within base game and all, and what I think that's pretty much it. They don't have much in terms of cosmetic because remember when I was playing Phantasy Star Online 2, there is a lot of cosmetics that you can buy, and that's actually one of the best things about Phantasy Star Online, that you can customize your character to the appearance that you want. You can buy you can either buy the you can either buy the cosmetic via the shop, via their auction house, I mean, where you'll be able to use your in-game gold to purchase said cosmetic. But it's going to be expensive depending on how much the seller is going to be selling it. Or you can buy a battle pass where there's a lot of cosmetic that you can use for your characters. It depends. Then there's the where you can customize your appearance of your characters on the fly is through the salon, which is actually a pretty neat feature if I'm going to be honest. So, and aside from that, there's actually more to it on why some MMOs goes to making cosmetics instead of doing subscriptions, because how can I say this? It's a lot easier. it's a lot easier in terms of consumerism. If you go much like what's happening with me right now, it's either you're going to be either you're going to buy a subscription for per year. Either you're going to buy a subscription where you can pay every month and keep the game going, or you're going to go with the cosmetic, where it's going to be more or less predatory. I think because here's the thing, in terms of cosmetics, I think it will depend on how much you like to dress up your character. And now It's actually a lot. There's more to it. There's actually more to it that I really can't say. I really can't tell. So it's really hard. It's really hard to get, a solid. It's really hard to have a solid opinion on it, because I myself plays a lot of games that involves gacha, especially in especially in mobile gamings. The most prominent for me, at least, is FGO. Although in FGO's defense, they only do you can buy Saint Quartz depending on how much you need. If you want to buy lots of Saint Quartz to get that new and glowing servant, then go ahead. Empty up your wallet to get that NP1 new servant. But to some of us, why are you going to? Why are you trying to buy Saint Quartz if you're not going to use them that much? You know, a lot of MMO, no, not MMOs. A lot of gacha players are like that. Once they bait you to have that sweet new character, of course there's going to they're going to love you, because you're going to be buying more in-game credits to buy to roll for a chance to get that new character. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I think FGO is the most. I think it's the most honest of them all in terms of gacha mechanics, because they do show their percentage on how you will get the banner servant or not. It's you can actually see it. That's why some players are excited to do the sweet roll, and sometimes okay, so sorry if I'm a little bit rambling. Sometimes I tend to get off topic, but yeah, my thought process goes all over, much like what's happening right now. Anyways, gotcha. That's why some gacha games gives you the opportunity to get a certain character if you do a certain number of rolls. That is the most prominent. I think that's the most prominent thing about the mobile gacha industry, because it's rare. It's rare for games like FGO, who said that, a lot of people are outdated in terms of gacha mechanics. Who doesn't have a pity system, but I think that pity system actually encourages you more to roll. Yeah, that's what I'm. That is actually my. That's actually my opinion on that. Because if you have a pity system, what will happen there is, of course, you're going to. Of course, you're going to roll a certain number of times. That way, you can get the character for free. But is it really free though? Really? Is it really free? I'm not quite sure about that. It's something that it is something that you have paid for. It's like buy 10 get 1 free. That's how that's what I think about. That's what I think about that. It's not about the it's not about the character for some companies. It's about the money. As long as you as long as you keep on rolling that sweet gacha, I think they're gonna keep on pumping out new characters, even though they're generic copy of the other characters that's already in the game. Eh. Ah. Sorry about that. Sorry. Some say they're some say they're meta breaking because a lot of gacha games now has PvP. Of course, but what they're going to do there is they're going to set up their best, strongest character, and there's a meta breaking character. If there's a meta breaking new character that the gacha game is released, of course they're going to put that in their lineup. So that's actually the difference between some MMOs, the mobile gacha game industry, and the MMO industry, because in the MMO scene, I think they're trying. I think they're trying to copy. I've been trying to copy the formula the gacha element mobile gaming, and some of them are actually succeeding, much like PSO2. But in certain cases, it doesn't really work. What was it? Because there's a lot of games out there that that shows you that does that, but what they give is just power creeping, right? Power creeping your character to increase to a certain point that free to play players doesn't really want to play it, doesn't want to play that game anymore. That's pretty much what I see. And in terms of in terms of in terms of in terms of the MMO genre, there are some big success stories that shows that you can go without, you know, you can go without making your game pay to win. There are a lot of success stories like that, and there's games that when you buy it, you're immediately more powerful than everyone else. I think that the worst example of that is um, the worst example of that is EA's of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Battlefront, yeah. At the beginning, all you need to do is buy the game, and then there's a predatory gacha mechanic where if you grind, you'll be able to get a powerful character, much like the Vader. But if you have enough money, you can just purchase all of the loot boxes that's available, and then get all the characters in one sitting. Do you think that's fair? No, that is not actually fair. Hmm. It's it's actually it's actually really it's a horrid practice there. It's a horrid practice to let your player base buy the base game, and then you're just going to lock all of the best characters via a loot box. Come on. I know this is just I know that the story about EA's Battlefront has aged like fine wine, because I think they have already removed the loot box system uh, of the game, and just let the players progress on their own pace and get the characters that they want. I think that's what they did. So yeah, I think that's what they did. Let me try to get someone in here. If is it possible for me to get someone in here to? Hmm.
Hello?
Hi.
Who?
Hi.
Does she not
Hello.
demand bebe time sa'yo?
Does she not what? Demand what?
Bebe time.
Not right now. She knows it's a pandemic.
Oh,
No, I mean like, ano, video call,
No,
private calls.
no,
Okay.
not really.
oh, you can
Um,
I'm so
you
very
guys.
she knows
happy.
because she
Oh,
knows because I have no privacy here.
okay. Let's just mute that for now. Yeah, I think I came in on a. Yeah, I think I came on at the wrong time. So I'm just going to defend myself for now there. Let me message Sacred. That's actually hard to talk about. It's actually hard to talk about. It's actually hard to talk about things like this. You know, when you're all alone. So I'm just going to try to pull someone here to Okay, so while I'm waiting for the for Sacred Edge to he's replying. Also, okay, so let's see. Well, okay. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to see if we can get a guess here. An impromptu guess, to be honest. I'm an impromptu guess. Not trying to get. Okay. Okay. Okay, so and then there we go. Okay, so yeah. Well, that's actually fine. Getting an impromptu guess is really hard. Oh, hello, Freak Gamer 2. What is up? Welcome to my stream. So yeah. Okay, so what's now? Is that what? The only problem is with me. Oh, thank you very much. No, it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to know about MMORPGs to watch this stream. It's what's happening here is just mostly opinions about what they think is the MMO genre, things like that. And currently, and I'll be honest with you, I'm just trying to look for a new MMO to play, but it turns from a looking for a game suggestion into something that something talk about something opinion something. But if anything, the best thing about the MMO genre is it's either you can play it solo or you can play it with a bunch of friends. That's actually one of the best things about the MMO genre. And I think there a lot of games right now are trying to replicate the same formula for I think majority of the well-known single player games are trying to add multiplayer, adding a multiplayer element to the games. That way it's not just a boring single player game that once you finish it you're just going to toss it away to go to the next game. The best example for that is the FPS genre. Originally, the FPS genre was FPS genre was a single player game where you kill some you search the areas, you kill some bad guys, and then once you kill the final boss, you're done. But in more modern games, much like Call of Duty, they have a single player campaign and then there's their multiplayer campaign. So once you have finished the single player game and you want to play with someone, you want to frag someone, you go to the MMO. You go to their multiplayer platform where you'll be able to either 360 no scope someone, you know, because you are a skilled FPS player. Sorry about that. Well, there are some players that are like that. It's tend to be toxic, but what community doesn't have any toxic fans? Anywho, more and more single player games are having more are adding. I mean, they're adding the multiplayer concept to their games because they try to add more hours. They're trying to add more hours to their games. That way, you know, in the next investor meeting of their companies, they can show that this is how many players are now playing the game in the past few months. Because a lot of the games now are where you can actually digitally download them, much like in Steam. Certain companies will be able to track how many active players are playing at one time, how many hours do they spend in playing the game, what's the average time, things like that. Yeah, you can actually see more and more. I actually see more and more people. I don't know. Oh yeah, people that shows the stats of certain games. For example, this is a YouTube video called Death of a Game, where the content creator there investigates the lifespan of a certain game and why they have that, on why their game declined. There they actually show the the peak of the game from first release and up until now, where they show the either a slow decline or a sudden decline of player population. That's why a lot of companies care about how many hours you play on their newly released game. And yes, you can say that there are some games that, you know, are just there for the sake of being a game. which is going to be another another topic for another time. And then there's games there where the developers are trying to, are trying to keep it alive just to make sure that the player base are happy. And I think the best example for that one is, I think, Overwatch, another FPS game. If you don't know about Overwatch, it's actually a first-person hero type game where you choose a character with certain skills, and then you choose a character with certain skins, then show them how much of a noob you are in playing that certain character, and then once you know that they suck, they're just going to change and using Genji. And to be honest, I haven't actually played Overwatch for quite a long time, because I don't know. It's just that the meta is just keep on shifting. And I'm a tank, and I'm mostly a tank there. So going back to MMOs, MMORPG. I think the best example there that really defines I don't think I know the name of the game, because there are certain games that really that are actually trying to be unique in a certain sense, but really falls flat in delivery, because I keep on hearing that certain developers are ambitious. They're trying to make the next greatest game in the world ever and ever and ever and ever, and things like that. But what they don't realize is the execution. Execution is what makes the game perfect. If you have a vision and the execution is perfect, and then the game is perfect. That's just how things are. But if the execution falls flat in your ass, then what's the point? What's the point of making that game in the first place if you're just going to, strong arm your vision of what's the game supposed to be, and rather than the game needs to be? Because I think that's what because that's what I see in terms of the MMO genre, because there's a lot of great games out there. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of great games out there, but there are more sucky games that you can play. Sometimes they're lacking in execution. Sometimes they're just lacking in everything. That is the reason why I see you will see a lot of games that they're saying that in early access, just to try to engage the player base. And I think a lot of the developers of MMOs are doing that right now is because they're trying to be they're trying to engage to gauge they're trying to gauge what the player base wants in terms of what they promise. I think I think and I think that's um and I think that's good in certain ways, but I don't think but I don't think that that you can go on that route for in the long run, because if you keep on pleasing the player base, you're just going to you're just going to have a dead game all the same. Because here's the thing, when when a developer proposes a certain game, what's the first thing what's the very first thing that you will what's the first thing that you will conceptualize on that? What's the first thing? It's the vision of the developer, because they're trying to be the best and greatest game ever in the history of games, and yet when you try to serve your game on a silver platter that is shitty, and what's the point? What's the point about that? Well, what's the point? If a lot of players are going to see a lot of bugs in that shitty game, and then what's the point of releasing it? Even in early access. Because as far as I can tell, a lot of indie developers doesn't have the capacity to doesn't have the capacity to get quality assessment testers for their game, so they're just going to release their game in the wild as an early access to see if there's any bugs that they need to fix, or there are any features that the game that some players suggest that might be great maybe a great addition to said game. But if you're just going to keep on doing what the player base said, then you basically have a dead game in your head, and you don't. And the vision that the players saw on your proposal has already dissipated, and I think that's what happens on some of the early access games that you see, whether it's MMOs or single player games, because you can't really make a great game if you keep on if you just keep on compiling suggestions from your player base that you think that's fitting in the game, but it actually loses the uniqueness that is your game. That's why some of the games that has been released from early access, for best example there is Subnautica, where a lot of players just majority of the players just try to point out the bugs that they need to fix. But I think there's a small portion of the player base that just certain features to be added in the game itself, which is fine, but they kept their vision alive. They kept their vision alive. They keep making great updates, things like that, and all in all, Subnautica is one of the best games that has ever been released from early access. Although, not gonna lie, I haven't actually played Subnautica myself, but I have seen a lot of YouTubers, especially Jacksepticeye, that has played the game from start to finish, and there's just one reason for Jack to do that that types of things, because the developers kept their vision alive. Sorry if I keep on drinking. I'm talking like this makes your mouth a little bit dry. Alright, so what else? I think we'll Kitty! Give me a sec. Are you being bad kitty? Are you being bad kitty? Why are you being bad? You're being bad. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I think we tackled pretty much the basics of MMO, so let's go with characters. Sorry about that. A bit messy. Okay. Characters, MMO characters. You can either make them ugly or you can make them beautiful. You can make them muscular and make them sexy. That's what makes that's actually what makes MMOs really great. The way you customize your characters, the fits. Okay. Kitty, behave. Alright, so where are my characters at? And I think that's one of the most main reasons why the MMOs are so loved by a lot of people, because the way you customize your characters is just, the way you customize your characters is just, let's just say, sky's the limit. And I think early MMOs has really you know, has really kept that spirit alive. That no, 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 no. No, I think modern MMOs kept that spirit alive. Yeah, there we go. Kept that spirit alive because in early MMOs, you know what what you can only customize? A standard hair, standard face, and the height. You can't really choose. Back then, you really can't choose the body type. But throughout the years, some games has added a feature where you can actually choose certain on how to on what kind of build their character will be. And I think it developed from that into what's basically what Skyrim is. Sorry about it. Sorry. I have noticed I mentioned Skyrim because Skyrim has one of the most intensive character creation out there. You know the reason why I said that? Because you can choose a race, you can choose the race, you can modify every single feature of your character into a T, and you can make them as ridiculous as much as possible. I'm looking at you, Spiffing Brit. I'm sorry. I'm just. The main reason why I mentioned the Spiffing Brit because he made I think the second cousin of Keanu Reeves, Rihanna Keeves. I'm sorry. It's just every time I remember that. Every time I remember that character. sorry. Anywho, I think that's one of the reasons why there are some characters. There are some MMOs, I mean, that will allow you to create a character in any way you like. Whether you're going to make them the tallest character in the game, or you can make them the smallest character that everyone have ever seen. It's up to you. Although someone else may have beaten you to it. You can make the most ridiculous face in the game. You can make you can choose the longest hair and make you can choose the longest hair with the ugliest face that has ever created. Or you can, or for role-playing purposes, because it is an MMORPG, you can make it a tsundere. That is actually where I'm going at. So yeah, that's the reason why a lot of players tends to flock with games that has unlimited customizability in terms of character creation is because they of course they try to make their character as unique as possible, much much like anyone in the world. They're trying to make themselves unique, and I think that's the reason why people flock to certain games that has a vast customizability, because you can never really tell. You can never really tell whether you want your character to be the most badass of them all, or the most weakest of them all, or the most tankiest, the best support out there, the best healer, that has the biggest critical, things like that. And that's actually what makes the MMORPG genre such an quite quite an enjoyable experience, because you can make your character whatever you like. No matter how ridiculous it is, you can make your character in any way you like. And I think that's for the best, because whether you want to try to live up with your power fantasy to being the most greatest and greatest of them all, or you can just be a normal player, or you can be a normal player where you team up with certain people. And that's going to be the next topic about MMOs that I'm going to talk about, the social aspect of the game. Sorry about that. Opening my next can. Okay. As far as you and I are concerned, most of us here are not very social. I am not very social myself. I'm not a very social person. Even though I'm in a group of people that I know, that I'm close to, that I'm close with, I tend to be the quiet one. And a lot of people are guilty of that. I can tell. I've been in a lot of meetups where a lot of people tends to be the, loudest, to be the loudest in the group chat, and yet the quietest in the group in meetups. I think that's one of the best things about MMO, because because you can meet a lot of great people, and also you can meet a lot of bad people. That's just the thing. Because that's the thing. On how our generation works, generation of the internet works, you can pretty much meet any type of people anywhere on the internet, whether through social media or MMORPGs. You can meet a lot of people. I swear to you, you will meet a lot of people, whether they're overseas or local. You will meet a lot of people. That's just how it is. And of course, some of us tends to be the tries to be the alpha male. After good, I don't want to be You must listen to me because I'm the alpha of the group. Things like that. But in the long run, I think you'll be able to meet a certain number of people that you can actually, that you can actually call as a friend. And that's not a lie. That's not a lie. Here's the best example. A bunch of friends met through Halo. Playing Halo. And throughout the years, of course, they knew more about each other. They to talk about their interests, their personal lives, things like that. And then one of the members of the group got terminally ill, got sick. And need I remind you that this group of people haven't actually met in real life. They haven't actually met in real life. So one day, when that certain member of the group said that this is going to be the last time that they're going to be playing with each other because he's going to be hospitalized for quite a long time, you know what the other members did? They actually visited him in the hospital and meeting up in the very first time in real life. This is not an online meeting. No. This is a physical meetup to see the condition of their sick friend. That's how powerful it is. That you can meet a bunch of strangers in the internet that cares enough about you that they will visit you whenever possible. That's how powerful it is. And yet, there are some douches out there that will try to take advantage of the situation. Try to take advantage of your friendship. I've seen a lot. I have seen a lot of those things. And sometimes it doesn't get any prettier. Because some people just give in the goodness of their heart. And that particular person is trying to, who's trying to take advantage of the kindness of that people. It's just, it's a little bit sketchy. Why are you doing this, Why are you enjoying this? And it's not actually in-game credits either. It's not. They're actually asking for real world money. They're actually trying to ask for. They're actually trying to ask for real world money because they're too lazy to get it their own. Freak Gamer 2, if you're ever going to decide to play a game, to play an MMORPG, please do choose your friends wisely. Because there's a lot of people in the world, good and bad. And you'll never know. You'll never know if that that so-called friend will take advantage of your kindness. And I've seen a lot of people being taken for who's doing that and been taken for granted. It doesn't have to be limited to MMO in games either. It actually applies in real life. actually applies in real life. So, yeah, do be careful. Man, that hit me in the feels. That hit me in the feels. But I think I think that's the best, one of the best experience that you're going to ever have. Because for m- for me, the main reason why I try to play MMORPGs is because I'm actually inspired by a certain anime, which is Log Horizon. And if you have watched the anime Log Horizon, you'll know what I mean. They, tr- they try to apply real world politics, real world economy inside of a game where they're stuck in because they can't find their way out. And we have here our protagonist Shiro, who's trying to find a way on his own, which is a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because he's trying to find a way to help other people to get back into the real world. But it is a bad thing because he's doing it on his own. He's actually taking the role of this villain behind glasses just because. And I'll be honest with you, Log Horizon is one of the best isekai animes that you can watch. I for one was a little bit skeptical at first, but when a co-worker and a friend of mine suggested that you should watch Log Horizon, it's pretty much like Sword Art Online but better. I was skeptical of that at first. I was skeptical of that at first because you know what happened in season 1 of Sword Art Online. It's pretty much a power fantasy on crack. And then I took a chance because my first experience with the isekai was bad. And then I keep on watching and watching and watching and watching up until season 2. Up until season 2, ladies and gentlemen. And that's actually what triggered me to want to play more MMOs. Season 2 of Log Horizon. Even though they say that it's one of the worst seasons of the anime, I beg to differ. It actually fleshes out the fundamentals of the story. It actually fleshes out each character's coping mechanisms in terms of, being stuck in an isekai. And truth be told, and I think a lot of people and I think a lot of people will maybe relate to this in a cringiest way as possible. I want to be stuck in an MMORPG as well, even if it's life or death. Like, oh my god, that's actually the most cringiest thing that I have ever said. Period. one of the most cringiest thing. I'm not gonna say it's the cringiest. One of the cringiest. Anywho. The reason why I will okay, I'm not going to tell you what the best the one reason why. One reason why I always wanted to play an MMORPG. It is because of the raid bosses. I'm sorry. I've been drinking strong zero. And it hasn't actually hit me as hard most people say, but yeah. Anywho. That is really I was actually inspired to play more MMOs because of the first arc and the last arc. Because I want to fight a very strong enemy. And according to Log Horizon, it is one of the raid bosses are the strongest enemies that you can fight in any game, in any MMORPG games. And I actually tried to level up my character and make them strong to a certain point that I can actually join a raid guild, a boss raid there. A raid dungeon. Yeah. It's actually one of the coordination, the roles that certain characters takes. That's what actually inspired me to play. It's because if you apply that to real life, there are certain people. If you're in a group, there are certain people that will take certain roles. That way, things will go smoothly in terms of production. And I think that also anything that applies will work. For example, if you work as a tank in a boss raid or any MMO, meaning you can take most of the brunt of the damages, meaning you'll be able to take any forms of damage without any fuss. But if you apply that in real life, you can be a frontliner of any type of occupation. In a law enforcement, you can be the first to respond to certain situations and then informing everyone what is happening. And if you're in a medical field, if you can be a ER nurse or a doctor where we can diagnose the where your initial diagnosis can help to help the patient get better. If you're basically a fireman, you're going to be basically a fireman is the first response unit. So yeah, if you're a fireman, you can basically go to any situation once it called for it. That's basically what the tank is. You basically take the brunt of everything that is happening in the initial stage. And then if you're a DPS, you're the one who's going to, you're going to be doing the most damage in terms of MMOs. And then if you apply that into real life, you can actually I don't know. I don't know what to I don't know how I can apply being a DPS in real life. But I think okay. You can actually do managerial, so I think you can apply that into secondary response unit, because what the tank do is they take the brunt of the damage, and then the DPS is the one who is trying to chip away on the boss so that they can't fight anymore. Yeah, I think they can. The best thing that I can think of. Wait, give me a moment. Let me take a drink. I think you can you can apply being a DPS in real life. In the medical field, I think if you're if you're if you're the staff nurse, staff doctor, I think that's the best thing that I can give an example with. And that if you're in the law enforcement, I think you're one of those, I think you're one of those negotiators, or you can be the captain of the unit, where you provide instructions on how to best dealt on the situation. And then yeah, I think that's it, because yeah, I think that's it. And then support there. Support, the most important role of them all, the support role, where you do everything in the background. You do everything in the background just to make sure that everything flows everything flows smoothly in the battle. And if you're going to apply that in real life, I think any staff that works in the back office is are those people. They try to make sure that the system works properly. There's no bugs that's appearing in the software, and they need to make sure that the system keeps on running up until they find another bug. I think that's best applied for people in the BPO industry, where I work. And I have to say, the people in the back office, they're my heroes, even though I'm one of those people. Although I work in the in the back office, I bow down to the people in the IT department, because man, oh man, without them, all this internet shit that we're experiencing right now, all this internet shit that's happening right now won't be possible. So please do respect them, all the hardworking men and women in their certain profession. Please do respect them, because if you don't respect them, one way or the other, they're just going to be toxic in another area, which is possible. I have experienced that a lot of times. Not gonna lie, I have experienced that. So I guess that's will be it for me. I've been talking for a while. 1 hour and 22 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop because my brain is exhausted. And with drinking strong zero is... I enjoy a good drink. Anywho, let me know if you guys want to, if you want more topics like this. If you want streams like this in the near future. Although, I for one would prefer doing this in a podcast style podcast style, much because that's the reason why I created Honest Impressions, because it's sometimes hard. It is actually sometimes hard to talk about a certain topic when you're all alone. I can vouch for that. Anywho, thank you very much for watching my stream. And I do appreciate you, Freak Gamer, too, to staying with me during the stream. I do really happy. Really appreciate it. If you want to see more things like this in the near future, Freak Gamer, please do give me a follow. And Twitch, if you gave me, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page, Honest Impressions. For my updates. And I have to say, I am a little bit tipsy right now because I drank 2 strong zeros. Because let's say this is a strong drink. This is a really strong drink, and I'm going to have to deny that. Because as far as I can tell, I'm just tipsy. Although I'm a little wobbly. Oh, please do forgive me. I am a working man. This is the only thing that helps me to relax during my day off. So yeah. So also, this is a disclaimer. Even though it's a little bit too late, please do not drink if you're underage. All right? Adults do that because certain reasons. For me, it's due to in some recreational purposes and trying to relax in a very stressful week. So yeah. Excuse me, sorry. If you're an adult, please do drink responsibly. Alright? Don't show your kids that just because you're an adult you can do anything. No, you still need to take responsibility. If you're a scumbag of an adult and tell your children that I just because of your children, because you're a headache, fuck you. It is your responsibility as an adult to tell your children to be responsible on their actions. But if you're not going to be responsible on your actions, then fuck you. Sorry for the language, everyone. Oh my god. This is actually what happens to me when I become more talkative. But I think the nature of my work helps with that as well, because I do need to talk a lot in my work. So yeah. Anywho, my name is PM. I am the new Titan. And I will see you guys next week.